In this demonstration, we're going to take a look at the Avoka Transact mobile FieldWorker application. The Avoka mobile FieldWorker application is part of Avoka Transact. Avoka Transact is a platform comprised of several core modules that make it easy for you to create, deploy, and manage digital transactions that are secure and reliable. Avoka Transact allows you to create interactive and intelligent mobile data capture applications that eliminate the use of paper to increase both FieldWorker productivity and the quality of information being collected in the field. In this demo scenario, we will be a field worker performing property inspections. So to start this demonstration, let's log into the Avoka Transact mobile field worker application. So I've got my iPad here, and you can see the field worker icon there. It's a native application that I've downloaded from the iTunes store and put on my iPad. So if we click that and launch it up, we can see I get a login screen to start with. I'm going to log into the application. Once I'm logged into the application, I'm presented with basically three options that I can go do. One is forms, second is task list, and then the third is history. And so if we kind of look at each one of these, the way to look at forms is really any kind of form or blank form that I need, the need for accessing while I'm out in the field is going to be there for me to utilize. Task lists are really things that have been assigned for me to do, so work assignments that I need to go out and do. So in this case, it's a property inspection I'm going to do, but it could also be maybe I'm in the middle of a property inspection and I stop, break to go take care of another issue. I can save that and then come back to my task list and pick things back up. And then history is really going to show me all the things that I have submitted from this particular application. Now keep in mind, since the FieldWorker application can be taken offline, very often it'll actually be stored in my local database, encrypted database, and then synchronized back up when I come back into connectivity. And again, my history will show where things are at during that process. So what we want to do as the field worker, as you can see in the task list item here, I've got one item queued up for me to work on. So I'm going to tap that, and in fact we can go in and see that we have a property inspection that is there for me to work. If I click on it, I can basically get some more detailed information and the ability to open up the particular form. And what I'm presented with is basically the form that has been designed in Avoka Transact Composer and has been pushed out to the FieldWorker application. So this form represents what the business wants me to collect while I'm out in the field. And so we can see I've got navigation on the left-hand side here that is part of the mobile FieldWorker application, and then as far as navigation across the top with the form navigation as what's been provided for me. Now if I come in and actually start working, we also see that some of the data is pre-populated because it is an assignment that was given to me. So we know about certain things about the property that we already are aware of, and so that has been pre-populated and published out to me. But one thing I'll note, if we look at the application, we've got property type. If in fact that we were to change this, let's just change it to a multifamily. One of the things you'll notice in the top corner, top right-hand corner there, the actual menu and actually the form and what we're changing is changing dynamically as well, right? So as this is changing back to retail, we now have a retail section, but we were multifamily, there was a multifamily section. And really this gets down to the fact that you can build these forms to be as intelligent as you need to be, and only ask the things that the field worker needs to work in, which really simplifies both the field worker's world as well as the back office, making sure I get the information that we want back in. So as we start filling out the form, I'm going to put a couple things there. We'll say this is a regional mall. I'm going to highlight some of the features of the actual form and how they work within the field worker. So I'm actually going to take out this property ID, and what we'll notice straight away is basically how the form built in Composer and FieldWorker work hand in hand to show me the actual validations that need to be done. So you can see in the property section I now have a red 1 that lets me know there's one error, and then in fact in the panel itself I see it's highlighted and what is being asked for me out there. So we can fill in that field. All the navigation that you would expect to see, natural type device input for the device is there, so the drop downs are there for my finger. All those kind of things are exactly what you would expect for the device that I'm on. So it's actually content aware of what I'm doing. So I'm going to come in. We'll see a couple of other features here. One is actually using location services. So I could actually come in and search for a particular an address here. So that's the one I want. So I can click that, store that. We see it on the map. We can confirm that address. And so now we've got a nice clean address. Some of the other things we'll see in there, maybe we've got building 1 that we're going to note here. And I could basically record all the information, the square units, all the different conditions of the building and things like that. But one of the things I might want to do is actually stand at the building that I'm at, hit locate, which is going to actually allow me to gather the latitude and longitude of actually where I'm standing. So I could click that, put that in. But it also allows me to create additional buildings. So maybe I've got 2 buildings that are going to be in there. I can now scroll down, fill in for building 2, give it all its information, locate it as well, and basically be able to report all that information back to the organization. So we can go through the form, and again we can see here asking for required fields. If I tab out, we'll see the validations kind of put in play again. So we'll put in a value here. We'll kind of move through. Let's go to the next section. So we could got drop downs, all the different radio buttons, all the things you would expect to see in a particular form. And now we look here, this retail section. This is driven exactly by that property detail we put out here, right? And so if we actually were to change this and go to multifamily, we actually see the multifamily is now totally different. They're asking totally different questions than what it was with the retail. So again, the form is extremely intelligent and only asks the questions that needs to be provided in there. So we can go through all that, answer the different pieces, and then finally what we'll do is actually get to the point where we're going to sign the form. So we're actually going to sign it online, and then we've kind of finished the completion of that. But some of the other things that we could do, we've seen how we can interact with the GPS, but we've also got the ability to interact with camera. So I'm going to press the camera button. We're going to choose, we want image here. That's going to open up our camera. We can position it out to the building, take a picture, say we want to use that, and we can say that this is front view. Save that picture. And so now we can see how we've created basically attachments, either video or camera, interact with our GPS while we're filling out the form, and then be able to submit all of that back up. And so now we can see that we're going to submit up. We can't make changes to it once we've submitted. We submit it up, and in this case we actually can see up in the upper right hand corner of my iPad, you can see it actually synchronizing. But if I was offline, it'd save it locally to the device, and then once I did come back online, synchronize back up to the server. Okay, we've seen how Avoka Transact with its mobile FieldWorker application can assist in mobile field workers in the field. We've seen how the form can be taken offline, assignment capabilities to field workers, as well as workflow to back office workers, yes, no, if then logic built into the application, integration to GPS and camera functionality built in, intelligent best practices built into the application, reducing or even eliminating training requirements, and allows for information into your systems quickly and more accurately. Thank you.